You've made the gains. Now it's time to lock them in and build real wealth that lasts a lifetime. Altcoin season might turn your 10K into 100K, but if you don't rotate, you'll watch it vanish in the next bear market. In this video, I am going to show you how to rotate your crypto gains step by step into assets that protect your wealth and grow it for years to come. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't just win once, you win for life. So here's the truth. Making money in crypto actually is quite easy, but keeping it is the hard part. So we've seen time and time again in 2013, you can't see 2013, but in 2017, 2021, and about to come, we have seen where we're going, okay? It is absolutely inevitable that when the stochastic hits the bottom, the MACD hits when the stochastic hits this bottom line, when the MACD hits this bottom line, when the stochastic hits this bottom line, and when the MACD hits this line. Stochastic here, as you can see, is very much overbought at the moment. Could we see a pullback in total crypto market cap against Bitcoin? We possibly could, my friends. But what I do want to say to you is that every single time, have a look at the channel that we're in, okay? This was the signal for bull market season. We pumped in 2017 about 800% against Bitcoin. In 2021, we pumped about 230% against Bitcoin. Now, I believe we're probably heading up to the trend line here, probably to around the 27 odd percentage level in terms of total crypto market cap, excluding top 10 dominance in terms of percentage against BTC. I think we're in for the ride of our lives. I think we're at this point here right now, really, to be very honest. I think we still got to go for the pump. We're going to have a massive pullback and then one last major rally. So I see us pump, hit this level, break out of the down sloping trend, pull back, and then make a massive rally somewhere in this region is where I would presume it would end up going. People 10x their bags and they lose it all by holding way too long. That's why you need a rotation strategy. Not just into stable coins, but into wealth generating assets that give you peace, cash flow, and freedom. When do you rotate your gains? Because timing is everything. Here are your key signals during altcoin season. 1, major parabolic moves that do 2 to 5x, even 10, 20x in a 30-day time frame. Number 2, euphoria on social media, everyone's bullish and no one's selling. BTC dominance reverses upwards. Altcoin volume dries up or consolidates at highs. Rotate before the market tells you to. The exit door gets crowded real quick. Let's have a look at BTC dominance to clarify that statement, right? Whenever we saw dominance collapse, we had an altcoin season, right? Whenever we saw a Bitcoin rise, we were in a Bitcoin season. At this point, altcoin season. At this point, Bitcoin season. We are now currently waiting for a altcoin season. Are we ready, or is Bitcoin dominance just had a bit of a hard pullback and is going to continue its rally, which it could? I would not discount that. We could come up all the way to 72, 73 odd percent on Bitcoin dominance. If we were to do that, I think altcoins would continue to get crushed at this stage. So the trades I will share with you and I will show you on my next video. Make sure to stay tuned, hit that notification bell so that you know when that video comes out. I will share with you the trades because tonight is FOMC meeting and we have the Federal Reserve interest rate decisions coming for us this evening. This is what you want to be watching out for here. Only the USD. Forget everything else. Nothing else really matters other than crude oil inventories at this point here, which will happen at 4:30. And the interest rate decisions are going to be massive catalysts for us here. So you want to be keeping an eye out on your interest rate decisions at this point. Now, where to rotate your gains? Here's the $1 million framework. Rotate your volatile crypto gains into a blend of stable, cash flowing, and appreciating assets. What you should do when you rotate your profits is take 30 to 40% of your profits should go into stable coins. My preferred is Tether and USDC. There are a number of stable coins here, as you can see. However, USDT and USDC are the number one in the space. They have the most amount of volume and market cap in the space, and they are technically the safest in the space. That's what I would suggest. Please do not take my advice in any way whatsoever. All I'm showing you is my plan, my strategy that I will be rotating when altcoin season and crypto season comes to an end. So 30 to 40% of your profits should go into stable coins. And once you have parked them in stable coins, you will use that to buy dips on specific coins that may be running at that specific time, or for potential bear market when that obviously arises. Now, number two, you're going to want to rotate your next batch of profits, your second batch of profits, altcoin gains, into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, these are long-term cyclical wealth builders, and you want to have 20 to 30% of your capital. I mean, I have a bit more. Okay, I have risk appetite in certain aspects, and I don't have risk appetite in some aspects. So I would suggest that Bitcoin and Ethereum become a massive part of your portfolio. I wouldn't sell those necessarily. I would take my altcoin profits and pop them, as I've just described, firstly into stable coins, and secondly into Bitcoin and Ethereum in those specific categories. So now we're up to between 40 and 60% of our money, our profits, that have been spent in this manner. Now, the third place to park your profits is in real world assets. Okay, from this cycle onwards will have the most liquidity flowing into it. Why do I say that? Well, with the likes of BlackRock, the likes of Fidelity, all of these massive financial institutions, all of Wall Street, real estate, gold, can all be backed by digital blockchain, which will allow a real world asset to be taken and added to the blockchain and be easily traded and invested into for long-term gains. Now, I'm not going to shoot through any of the projects, really. I just want to touch base on what these look like at this point. You've got Stellar, Chainlink, Ondo. I mean, there you go. Build, Biddle is BlackRock, Algo, Quant, XTC, Injective, Tether Gold. You know, I'm not going to go anymore, and nor do I associate myself with any of these coins. I am invested in some of these tokens, but real world assets, I would take like 10 to 20% of your portfolio, your profits, and stash them in these projects. The fourth is you want to cash flow. You want to invest in cash flow liquidity pools. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to take your Ethereum or whichever crypto you'd like to stake that token and earn rewards on a monthly basis, which you can then use for cash flow purposes. Now, that is huge. As you can see here, it's $100 billion market cap at this moment for top liquid staking coins. This is starting off with ETH, as you already know, Wrapped ETH, Chainlink, Binance, BNB Staked Sol, Mantle. There's so many here. Jupiter Stakes, Lido, Pendle, JTO, ETHFi. There are so many here. So what I want to say to you is, when you take your profits here, 10 to 20% of your profits, you're going to stash it in ones that you believe and that are on the top of this list, because that's where you're going to protect your wealth that you have now just built, your profits. So you don't want volatility in cash flow, tokens. You want liquidity so that you can get a monthly and annual return, right? That's cash flow, my friends. Now, for your last 5 to 10%, which is optional, I would take your profits, 5 to 10% of your profits, and I would put those profits into off-ramp crypto investments. That looks like property, businesses, investments into companies like MicroStrategy or Coinbase, which, yes, might still be crypto related, but they're registered businesses. I mean, Berkshire Hathaway is another example, and that's where I would be focusing on drawing 5 to 10% of the liquidity out of your crypto so that you do diversify your eggs in your baskets. Now, the one most important key element out of all of this, well, two. First one is your mindset. You need to build a millionaire mindset for long-term wealth. The second is you actually have to take that mindset and apply it in a calculated trading strategy. You have a trading plan and you need to do your best to stick to the trading plan. Of course, tweak it that it accommodates you. My trading plan will be very different to your trading plan. So make sure you're very much in tune with that, my friend. Wealth is not built on hype. It's built on discipline and allocation. Now, here's what high net worth individuals do that traders don't. 1, they secure profits. They do not chase them. 2, they diversify into cash flow and real assets. Number 3, they exit early, not emotionally. Number 4, they plan their next 5 years, not just their next 5 trades. So ask yourself, do I want to flex on Twitter for a month, or do I want to build a life of freedom for decades? I'd love to know which one you would prefer, letting me know down in the comments below. My friends, I have learned many hard lessons in this space, and the hard lessons keep teaching me to make sure that I stick to my plan and I'm unemotionally attached. Da Vinci says it all the time. Don't hate them, don't date them, just trade them. And I completely agree with that. Everything that I have just conducted for you in this session will help you build your long-term wealth portfolio. So if you have crushed altcoin season, good for you. Well done. It hasn't happened yet, but when it does, good. So now build a foundation that no bear market can take away from you. Rotate your gains while you're up. Reallocate to secure, to grow, and to compound. Make sure that you like this video if it gave you clarity. Comment below, I rotate to wealth. If you're done gambling and ready to get rich and stay rich. And make sure you subscribe, because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to generate passive income from crypto while you sleep. Now let's go and thrive together. And thank you for being here with me. And thank you for being here with me on the Crypto Bliss community and channel. Last of all, I want to share with you, I do have trades open. I've got multiple trades open. I'm not going to share them with you because they're all bleeding here at the moment, but we expected such. Okay, some of them I might get stopped out, but I have gone very low leverage on these trades, so I have a wide stop loss area in motion. You can see they're bleeding like death right now. My Bitcoin and Ton are the only ones up. I expect us to bounce off of where we are right now with the Federal Reserve news today. Of course, it's going to be volatile, okay? You can see how wide my Ethereum stop loss is. We don't want to get wicked out where if it wicks down to 3,300, we don't want to put our stop losses below there. Yes, this is a little bit wide, but I have my own strategy in mind for what I'm going to do. So I have some cash on the side ready to deploy. If it does pull back further, I will deploy that cash on all of these cryptocurrencies, okay, that I have taken a position on. So the choice is yours. Use my Bybit link down below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus, and I will check you on the next one.